you very much, Congresswoman Porter.
Time's up for all of us at this point. Thanks so much for joining us tonight here on NBC4 and Telemundo 52. Special thank you to our partner at LMU. We hope the conversation here with the candidates offered you some clarity this evening. Keep in mind the primary is 2 weeks out. Your vote counts.
Next, NBC4's complete post-debate analysis, one-on-one with the candidates, as we break down key takeaways.
Is Washington doing enough?
Coming up next.
The economy is simply not working for millions of hardworking families. They're working harder than ever, and they still can't make enough to get by, to afford food and medicine, to even keep a roof over their heads. We need to build more housing that's truly affordable. We need to address this terrible epidemic of homelessness. We need to invest in good-paying jobs, union jobs, and investments in our future. This is why I'm running for the U.S. Senate.
I'm Adam Schiff, and I approve this message.
There's one proposition on the March 5th ballot to address our humanitarian crisis of homelessness, mental illness, and addiction. One proposition to get Californians with mental health needs off the streets and into housing. One proposition to give homeless vets the help and dignity they deserve. One proposition to train thousands of new mental health professionals. One proposition supported by Democrats, Republicans, and leading newspapers. So vote yes on Prop 1.
This ad? Typical politicians. He's bad, I'm good, blah, blah. Let's shake things up with Katie Porter. Porter refuses corporate PAC money and leads the fight to ban congressional stock trading. Katie Porter, taking on big banks to make housing more affordable and drug company CEOs to stop their price gouging. Most politicians just fight each other, while Katie Porter fights for you. For Senate, Democrat Katie Porter.
I'm Katie Porter, and I approve this message.
Decision 2024 with California's open Senate seat in the spotlight.
Tonight, the four candidates sparring with each other for the last time before Super Tuesday.
The border crisis.
We're never going to get the help from the Republicans. Mr. Garvey's party believes that this is a political gift that will never stop giving. They're not going to help us with this.
Cost of living. People are working 2 and 3 jobs just to pay rent, just to afford child care. We have to think about and talk about a living wage.
And conflicts around the world taking center stage.
National defense is our single most important issue. Without that, everything else is irrelevant.
The United States should be a beacon for freedom, for democracy, and for human rights. That's the touchstone that should guide our foreign policy.
And in just 2 weeks, the top 2 finishers will qualify for the general election in November. That third and final debate just wrapped up. Good evening from our home here in Universal City. I'm Carolyn Johnson.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. The top 4 candidates are vying for the seat Dianne Feinstein held for the last 30 years. We have a full hour of analysis from our political experts, reaction from students and voters, and we expect to hear from each of the candidates.
And we want to hear from you, too. You can scan the QR code on your screen. Tell us who you think won tonight's debate and why. And you can also comment on social media using the hashtag Decision2024. We may share your comments on air later in this broadcast.
All right, folks, we have live team coverage tonight, starting with Sonia Diaz with the UCLA Latina Futures Lab. Sonia, thank you for your time here tonight.
So happy to be here. So entertaining.
All right, let's jump right in. What were your impressions of the debate here tonight? Do you think anything we heard will change the state of this race?
Well, I think there were a few things. First, Schiff, all he had to do was just maintain. He's been leading this race from all the polls, whether it was Emerson's that came out today or it was the Institute of Governmental Studies at Berkeley. Now, the real kind of debate here was between Representative Porter and Steve Garvey. They're both vying for the second spot in November's ballot. What we saw in terms of tactics were twofold. One, Steve Garvey talked about his wonderful Latino friends through his career as a baseball player for the Dodgers. We saw, conversely, Representative Porter, from the very first question, go after Representative Schiff. And that was the tactic. She really needs to show that there's a difference. She has substantive disagreements with Representative Schiff. The other thing to note I think was really interesting is Representative Lee caught her bearings when she started doing personal stories. She talked about being from El Paso. She talked about environmental injustices, and then obviously showed her dexterity as it relates to war and defense issues.
Sonia, we're going to hear much more from you in just a minute, but right now we want to get to Colleen and Conan on the debate stage.
All right, Carolyn, and we're sitting here with Congressman Adam Schiff, who, as you pointed out, is the front runner in all the polls. Your takeaway from the debate tonight, how do you think you did?
I think I did great, but I'm a little biased, but I enjoyed it. The moderators were, of course, excellent.
Yeah, thanks. So let me ask you one question we didn't ask. You were the... Donald Trump hates you the most of any member of the House of Representatives or in Congress. He tweets about you all the time. I know you've said that's a badge of honor. But some say, listen, if for a senator to get anything done, you need to convince 50 other people, sometimes 59 other people, to side with you on a piece of legislation. How much of a burden is the problems that you've had in the past with the Republican Party in the Congress? How much of a burden would that be in the Senate?
First of all, it is a badge of honor to stand up to Donald Trump. And the thing about Trump is